Hey guys, today I'm here with the Axial LED Chrome Daymaker headlights fitting all 1997 to 2018 TJs and JKs. This is going to be a perfect option for the TJ or JK owner looking to keep that polished chrome look to their headlights, but you want to upgrade from your halogen light to an LED light. So these will be a good option if you busted one of your headlights up on the trail and need a quick replacement of the whole housing, or you're just tired of your old stock lights. The LEDs will also be brighter and a lot cleaner looking, increasing your visibility and functionality as well as your look overall. So at the moment, these will be one of your most affordable options at roughly $100, which I think is pretty fairly priced for what these are. So a lot of those lower priced options that you may see on the page will be for LED conversion kits, and they will reuse the stock housing instead of coming with a whole new housing like these ones here. So other more expensive options on the page may come with a couple of other choices like halos, more LEDs, or the options for daytime running lights. So these are going to be more of a plainer option explaining the price. However, I still do think that these are pretty good quality and they are going to be very easy to install. So speaking of install, these are plug and play, no splicing or cutting is needed. So the install is going to get a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. And speaking of that, let's jump into that now. So the first step to our install is popping our hood and popping off our grille, which will be 6 pop clips. So now you can take out these 6 pop clips. I'm using a flathead screwdriver. You can use a trim removal tool. Just be mindful if you are using a flathead screwdriver to be mindful of your paint. So after those are out, we can pop off our grill, pop out the clips from our retainers down at the bottom here, and pull our grill forward. So after our grill is pulled forward, we can remove our headlight bezel, which is actually holding in our headlight. The tools that you'll be using to remove these will depend on the hardware that you have in your Jeep. I'm using a Phillips head screwdriver. However, a lot of the OEM hardware that you'll be able to remove is with a T15 Torx. So there will be 4 screws holding in your headlight bezel, which will be holding in your headlight. Now with this last screw, just make sure that you have a hand on your light because your light will fall out if you don't have a handle on it. So after you pull this out, you can disconnect your harness. So right off the bat, when I set our new Axial headlight next to our stock headlight, our new light actually looks like a refreshed, upgraded version of our chrome stock halogen. So you're still getting that clean chrome look, however, you are upgrading your functionality as well as your aesthetic appearance. So speaking of functionality, these are actually going to be physically a lot more durable than your stock housing. So these have a solid aluminum housing which will protect the light inside. And what I really like about these is that our new headlight is sealed on the back, so it's waterproof and dustproof compared to our stock housing, which you are able to remove the bulb. So these will have an IP67 rating, so when you're out on the trail and dust flies up, or even if you take a dunk in the water, these will be protected and your LEDs will not be harmed. So not only are these very durable, but you are getting a big boost in performance when it comes to the LED lighting. So not only are you getting an upgrade in durability, but you're also getting an upgrade in lighting performance. So these are going to be a lot brighter at 3200 to 4500 raw lumens at either the low beam or the high beam compared to your stock halogen bulb that does not put out that many lumens. These are also going to be a lot cleaner in color temperature at roughly 6000 Kelvin, which will be a clean, bright white light. And as you know, your stock halogen light will give off a yellowish hue, and that's because it's lower on the color temperature scale at roughly 3000 to 3500. So you are getting a big boost out of these. So before we bolt these up into our JK, we do need to swap over the trim, which all you have to do is remove it, pop it into place on your new headlight, and then we can head over to our JK. So as you saw on the table, you also get 2 adapters with your headlights. The first is going to be for an anti-flickering harness. So with the lower resistance LEDs, your Jeep may think that the light bulb is out, causing it to flicker. So this is basically just going to be a resistor for that. And then you also have an adapter harness for an H4 to H13 conversion. So the H4 is in the TJs. So if you do have a TJ, you won't need this smaller harness. However, if you have a JK, you have the H13 adapter on your wiring harness inside of your JK, so you will need this. So we're going to be using both of these today. So you just have to plug in your anti-flickering harness first, and then your H4 to H13 adapter. So after those are on, we can make sure that our trim is on here and that the seam is going to be facing the bottom. So after we have our harnesses all hooked up, we just have to put the trim piece over our light, and then we can plug in our harness and tuck everything back into the headlight bucket. So that'll click in, and then you just have to find room for all of these extra harnesses, which there should be a decent amount of room back here. So this will have a DOT and SAE approval symbol down at the bottom, so you want to make sure that that is at the bottom of the light, and then the smaller portion is at the top. So once that's positioned in the headlight bucket, we can place our trim over, grab our screws, and secure it down. All right, now you can do the same thing on the other side. But before you reattach your grill, I would recommend to turn on your headlights, point them up against a garage door and adjust them so they are at the right height. You don't want to be blinding people on the road. So there is an adjustment right here. It's going to be loosened and tightened with a T15 Torx bit. All you have to do is tighten it up if you want them to go up and loosen it up if you want them to go down. But I would recommend to do that before you bolt your grill back up. So the last two steps we have to do is pop our grill back on and re-secure it down and close our hood. Line everything up. Give it a little love tap. Pop it into place, and then we can put in our pop clips. That's going to wrap up my review and install on the Axial LED Chrome Daymaker headlights fitting all 1997 to 2018 TJ and JK Wranglers. For more videos like this, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.